I want to ask you a question that most people in your position have never been asked. You know your industry. You've put in years, maybe decades, building your expertise. You sit in meetings where the decisions being made are worth millions of dollars. You've solved problems that your organization couldn't solve without you. You know that. So why is it that when it comes time to package the same expertise into an offer that people will pay you for outside of your job, you don't know where to start? Why? I am going to tell you something, and I need you to hear it clearly. The problem is not that you don't have enough to offer. The problem, the problem is that nobody has ever shown you which offer to start with, based specifically on the role you are already in. See, most advice about building offers is generic. Find a niche, solve a painful problem, package your expertise. And none of it is wrong, by the way. But none of it is specific enough to be useful if you're a finance director trying to figure this out on a Tuesday evening after a full day of work. Today, I am going to change that. We are going to go role by role: finance, HR, tech, legal, operations, and more. And I'm going to tell you exactly what your best first offer looks like. Not a general framework, not a vague direction, the actual offer type and the reasoning behind it and what it should build on. By the end of this video, you will have more clarity on your first offer than you've had from months of thinking about it. So all I'm asking is, why not stay with me? Because this is the video I wish existed when I was starting out. Here is what happens to most professionals when they try to build an offer. They sit down, they think about what they know, and the list is enormous because they are genuinely skilled. So they try to turn everything into an offer, or they try to follow what they saw someone else in their industry do online. And both of those paths lead to the same place: confusion, a half-built course, or a lot of wasted time. I want to tell you about something I observed in my years of working with professionals in East Africa and beyond. The professionals who move faster, the ones who go from, I think I have something to offer, to I'm actually getting paid for it within, say, 60 to 90 days, they all have one thing in common. They didn't try to figure out their offer in the abstract. They started from their role. Your job title is not a prison sentence. It is a starting point. It tells you what problems you've been solving every single day. It tells you who your natural audience is. And more importantly, it tells you what kind of offer your market will trust you to deliver. Now, here's where most people go wrong. And I want you to hear this because it matters a lot. Most people start the offer building conversation by asking, what am I passionate about? And while passion has its place, it is not the question that puts money in your account. The question that puts money in your account is this: what problem have I already been paid by an employer to solve? And who else has that same problem and no one to solve it for them? This is the question that puts money in your account. Answer that question correctly, and you already have the foundation of your first offer. So the two-phase offer builder. In my two-phase offer builder, phase one, which I call extraction, is about extracting this, pulling the real assets out of your professional history before you package anything. Because today, I want to do something a little different. I want to do the extraction phase out loud, role by role, right here in this very video. So you don't have to guess. This is what I want us to do together in this video. Now, before I go through each role, I want to plant something in your mind. At the end of this breakdown, I'm going to show you something that connects all of these offers: finance, HR, tech, legal, all of them back to a single principle that determines whether your first offer sells or sits. I call it the museum offer problem. And once you understand it, you will never build an offer the wrong way again. But first, let's get specific. Let's talk about your role. All right, let's start with finance. So, CPAs, finance managers, director of finance, CFOs, if this is your world, listen carefully. See, you spend days making sense of numbers that confuse people. You translate complexity into clarity. You look at a set of accounts and you immediately see what's wrong, what's at risk, and what needs to happen next. Now, here's the thing about that skill. The people who need that clarity most are not usually employed by large organizations with in-house finance teams. They are non-profit leaders. They are small business owners. They are founders who raised funding and now have a board asking them questions they can't answer. Your best first offer in finance is this: a financial clarity audit. A structured one-time paid engagement where you review someone's financials and deliver a clear diagnosis and priority action plan. This is not a course. This is not a retainer. It's a specific, time-bound, high-value deliverable that directly mirrors what you already do in your job. It can be priced between $500 to $2,500 depending on the complexity and the client. It doesn't require a large audience. It doesn't require months of content creation. It requires your expertise and a structured framework, which phase 2 of the offer builder helps you build. So finance, you're talking of CPA, finance manager, CFO, best first offer, financial clarity audit, one-time paid diagnostic. Why it works? It mirrors your existing skill set exactly. Low time investment, high perceived value, easily repeatable, then builds trust and opens the door to ongoing retainer. This is what my client, a CPA director of finance, did. Built a financial reporting clarity insight program, helping nonprofit leaders with board-ready, donor-ready financial reporting. Next is HR professionals. Yes, your HR managers, HR business partner, CPHRs, people and culture leaders. You are the most underestimated group of professionals when it comes to monetizing expertise. And I say this with full respect because I've seen what HR professionals can do when they realize what they actually have. Here's the truth about HR. You have spent years sitting between leadership and employees, translating, mediating, building systems, navigating conflict, designing performance frameworks. You understand organizational dynamics in ways that most external consultants can only read about in textbooks. Think about what that means outside of employment. Small businesses, 50 to 100 employees, are desperately trying to build people systems, but they can't afford a full-time HR director. Funders are losing good employees because they have no onboarding, no feedback culture, no clear performance structures. You see, non-profits are operating on handshakes and good intentions until a dispute exposes how vulnerable they are. Your best first offer in HR is an HR systems audit or a 90-day people culture sprint, a structured package where you come in, assess, and build the foundational HR infrastructure a growing organization needs. But I also want to say this to the HR professionals who are dealing with something more personal: burnout, misalignment, the feeling that your career no longer fits who you are. Your lived experience of that transition is also an offer. Yes, so human resources, you're talking about HR managers, CPHRs, people and culture. Your best first offer, HR systems audit, or maybe authentic career transition coaching. Why does this work? You solve two of the most expensive problems organizations and individuals faced: broken people systems and career misalignment. Both command premium rates and repeat businesses. Again, this is where my clients, Ruth, CPA, CPHR, human resource manager at one of the public institutions in Kenya, built her offer helping burnt out corporate professionals find work that aligns to their true self. So now let's talk about tech. IT managers, software engineers, head of technology, CTOs, project managers in tech environments. Here's the irony of being a tech professional trying to build an offer. You probably already know every tool you need to set up an online business. Oh yes, you could build a landing page, automate the emails, design the funnels, all of it. And yet, a lot of tech professionals struggle to build offers, not because they lack ability, but because they have been trained to think in solutions before they've ever thought about the person with the problem. So let me tell you something. The best tech offer is not "I can build you a system." That is a service that and it commoditizes immediately. The best tech offer is "I can help you understand what tech decisions to make, in what order, without wasting money on tools you don't need yet." Think about what I'm saying. That is a strategic advisory offer. And it's worth significantly more than a technical service offer. I think about someone like Catherine Jacob, former head of technology. Her journey took a painful turn. She was let go from her role, and instead of letting that experience bury her, she turned it into the foundation of one of the most powerful transformational offers I've ever built in my King's Court premium coaching offer. Her offer is the comeback code, helping women whose worlds have been shattered by betrayal, dismissal, and shame rise again. She took her experience, the technical background, the leadership experience, and the personal crisis, and packaged it into something remarkable. The point is this: your tech background is not just about systems, it's about how you think. And that thinking, packaged correctly, is enormously valuable. So your best first offer in tech is a tech strategy advisory session. Yes, a structured 90 minutes paid consultation where you audit a small business or founder's current tech setup and give them a prioritized roadmap. So you're in technology, oh yes, IT, CTO, software engineer. Best first offer, tech strategy advisory session. 90 minutes paid consultation plus a roadmap. Why would this work? Positions you as a strategic advisor, not a technical resource. So here it has higher margins, shorter sales cycle, and direct leverages the judgment you already exercise daily. So this is again what Catherine, former head of technology, built the comeback code, helping women rise from crisis to clarity, combining her tech leadership background with her personal transformational story. How about legal professionals? Yes, your lawyers, compliance officers, legal counsels, contract specialists. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I can't give legal advice outside my firm. There are liability concerns, bar regulations. And you are right. You need to be mindful of those things. But here's also what's true. Here's what's true. Legal literacy is one of the most in-demand skills in the African business environment. Think about what I'm saying. And frankly, in business globally, entrepreneurs don't understand contracts. Founders are signing deals that could expose their entire company. Small businesses don't know their rights and their obligations. You don't have to practice law to educate the market on legal principles. You don't have to give specific legal advice to run a workshop on what every SME owner needs to know before they sign a contract. Your best first offer in legal? A legal literacy workshop. Yes, a legal literacy workshop. A paid group training that educates entrepreneurs, funders, and SME owners on the core legal principles relevant to their business. Talk about contracts, employment, IP basics, and compliance. This offer doesn't require you to practice law. It requires you to translate what you already know into language that business owners can use. That's education, not legal practice. And the market will pay well for. So yes, legal, I'm talking about a lawyer, compliance officer, legal counsel. Best first offer, legal literacy workshop for entrepreneurs, paid group training. Why does this work? Education. This is education, not legal practice. And then high demands from SMEs and founders who can't afford full legal counsel but desperately need to understand their risk exposure. Easily scalable to a digital format. All right, so let's go to operations professionals, operation managers, supply chain leads, project managers, process improvement specialists. You are the most systematized thinkers in an organization. You look at chaos and you see processes. You look at waste and you see efficiency opportunities. You walk into a business and within 48 hours, you've already spotted 3 things that are costing them money unnecessarily. That ability to walk into a business and diagnose operational inefficiency is worth significant money to small and medium-sized business that are scaling but haven't scaled their systems yet. Your best first offer in operations, an operations efficiency audit. Yes, a structured diagnostic of a growing business core operational processes with a prioritized improvement roadmap delivered within 5 to 7 working days. Think about what this looks like in practice. A founder growing from 10 to 50 staff doesn't know that their onboarding process is costing them a month of lost productivity per new hire. You walk in, run a structured review, and show them exactly where the bleeding is. Because that is $1,500 to $5,000 engagement, depending on the business size. And it opens the door to implementation retainers. So if you're in operations, yes, operations manager, project manager, supply chain, your best first offer, operations efficiency audit, 5 to 7 days diagnostic plus roadmap. Why it works? Directly mirrors your existing skill sets. Now, growing businesses are desperate for this, but don't know it until you show them. The diagnostic leads naturally to paid implementation work. So, why not jump into it? Now, I promised I would come back to the museum offer. Yes, I talked about it in the beginning, the museum offer. Here's what a museum offer is. Imagine you walk into a museum. Every room is full of fascinating, valuable, beautifully curated things. There are exhibits going back thousands of years. There is so much to see, so much knowledge on the walls, so much history in the cases. And you walk out after 2 hours and someone asks you, what did you learn today? What did you learn today? And you say, I don't know. I mean, a lot of things. It was impressive, but I'm not sure I can really apply any of it. You get what I'm talking about? That is what most professionals build as their first offer. They put everything they know into it, every skill, every qualification, every area of expertise. It's impressive, it's comprehensive, and nobody buys it because nobody knows exactly what problem it solves for them specifically. A first offer is not a museum. A first offer is a door, one problem, one person, one transformation. Every single offer I walk you through today, the financial clarity audit, the HR systems audit, the tech strategy session, the legal literacy workshop, the operations audit, all of them have one thing in common. They solve one specific problem for one specific type of person, and they deliver one specific outcome. Think about what I have just said. That's phase 2 of the 2 phase of a builder, what we call packaging. You take what phase 1 extracted from your professional experience, the right problem, the right person, and you wrap it in a structure that makes this transformation crystal clear. When someone looks at your offer and immediately thinks, that is exactly what I need right now, That's when you build the right offer. Now, let me land this for you. If you're in finance, your first offer is a diagnostic, an audit, a clarity session, not a course. If you're in HR, your first offer is a system build or a transition coaching program, not a course. If you're in tech, your first offer is a strategic advisory session, not a technical service. If you're in legal, your first offer is education, not legal practice. If you're in operations, your first offer is a structured efficiency audit, not a process manual. You don't need to build something new. You need to package what you already know for the right person in the right structure. Now, knowing what your first offer type should be and actually building it, those are two different things. Building it means pricing it right, positioning it correctly, knowing how to deliver it without quitting your job or without working yourself to exhaustion. And that's exactly what we do inside our King's Court premium coaching. We go through the full two-phase offer builder. Phase one, we extract the right problem and the right person from your specific professional background. Phase two, we package it into an offer that is structured, priced, and deliverable without you needing a large following, without you needing to create months of content fast and starting a podcast and doing all those kind of things. The link to book a free clarity call is in the description below. It's not a sales pitch. It's a genuine conversation about what you have, what you've been building, and whether King's Court is the right next step for you. If not, be very honest and tell you no. And if you've been watching this channel for a while and this video added great value today, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me what's your role. And based on what I've shared today, what's the first offer you are now thinking about building? You're now thinking about building. I'm not talking about building already. You are thinking about building. I'll make sure not just read every comment, but get back to you. And if I can add more clarity in the reply, I will. And if you are not yet subscribed yet, that's the most important click you will make today. Please hit that subscribe button now. We've got a lot more coming on this channel and you don't want to miss what's next. I will see you in the next one.